Hello and welcome. I'm John Garlick and I'm here with Sheriff Matthew Wade, and this is Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Sheriff?
It's always good to be on the show.
It's always good to have you here. And your folks were a little busy last week.
Yep.
We got a count. What'd
Yeah,
you
we
get?
got a count. Never let us down. Got one arrest this week, brings our count up to 4,821 people put in jail, all because somebody was willing to help us out. Next week, since we only have one this week, we're expecting at least 9 next week.
That's good. That's your goal, citizens of Calhoun County.
That's right.
9 people for next week's lineup. Very good. So talking about, having the citizens help clean up Calhoun County, you're helping clean up Calhoun County.
We have a dedicated person that takes inmates out every day to do litter patrol. They pick up. Did a Facebook post on it today, and they picked up 4,400 pounds of trash in the month of August. I think it was 6,000 pounds in the month of July, but it has been raining a lot. But on our Facebook post, we ask people if they know where a road that needs to be cleaned up, which is virtually all of them. But if somebody sends it to us on our Facebook page, we'll try to get to it during the month. And people always ask me, do you make those inmates do that? And absolutely not. They volunteer to do this, and they like to get out. And it's really a positive thing for them, where what they do is picking up, it's positive. They feel good about it. They like to get outside and work. It's just good for the inmates. It's good for us. It's good for the citizens. And we really enjoy doing that. And I'm proud that they go out and do that each and every day. So I'm always asking them, how much did you get today? So where were you at? So if you see those guys out there, just know that they're doing something that they feel good about.
So if they see a street that needs cleaning up,
they can let us know on Facebook, and like I said, we'll try to get to all of them during the month. And it's just something that, it's something they like to do. I like to do. It's a good thing.
Tremendous service from the Calhoun County Sheriff's
That's
Office,
right.
Cleaning up Calhoun County. Well, stay with us. We'll be back in just a minute with the first half of our lineup here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Over the past few weeks, I've received numerous calls from our citizens who have been contacted by scammers who represent themselves as employees of the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office. These scammers try to identify as our deputies. They may say you have a warrant and we will be out soon to arrest you. They are trying to scare you. Only on very, very rare occasions will this office contact you about a warrant. The Worthless Check Unit will mail a letter or a card in an attempt to resolve the situation of a bad check. The scammer may say to avoid arrest, you can pay your bond up front and never have to appear in court. That's not how it works. The scammer will say a lot of things to try to scare you into paying them. You cannot pay a bond over the phone, by Amazon, iTunes, eBay, or any other type gift card, or even cash transfers. This is not how you can avoid jail time. If you receive a call like this and are in doubt about the authenticity, hang up, then call us at the Sheriff's Office to verify the warrant, 256-236-6600. I'm Nancy Hilton with the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office, and I don't want you to get scammed.
Welcome back to Calhoun County's Most Wanted. For the start of the lineup, we have Justin Posey of Gaston, Alabama, possession of controlled substance, bond revocation, and tamper with physical. Hoyt Wiggins of Boaz, Alabama, failure to appear at probation revocation hearing. Lisa Hanna of Anniston, Alabama, failure to appear, attempted burglary in the third. Victor Heaton of Baileytown, Alabama, probation violation, attempted possession of controlled substance. Brooke Hurst of Talladega, Alabama, probation violation, attempted to commit a controlled substance crime. Randy Kirkland of Anniston, Alabama, failure to appear, attempted assault in the first. If you have any information about these cases, please call the Sheriff's Office at 256-236-6600.
Welcome back. We hope you saw somebody in the lineup that you may know, or at least know where they are. And if you do, give Sheriff Matthew Wade a call. You call, he hauls. Sheriff, we have a really cool guest with us today, Susan Shipman, Executive Director of Second Chance. welcome to the show.
We all
Thank
need a
you.
second chance.
Thank you. We do all need a second
And
chance.
some, like me, thirds and fourths, maybe 16ths.
Sometimes it takes quite a few.
It does.
Well, tell us what's going on at Second Chance.
There's a lot going on at Second Chance. We're making some plans these days. First of all, we're working on opening the first men's shelter in the state of Alabama.
Really?
Yes, we have an ambitious October 1 start date for that project. And we have the property. We're trying to get it, the facelift finished on it before we can house anybody there. And we need some appliances and some furniture and stuff like that. But we're way closer than we were. And so we're very excited about that. I think we've got some funding to back that as well. It's a 3-bedroom house, and so we will house 3 to 6 men there, depending upon how great the need is. And we know the need is there because we serve male victims, but we can't put them in our emergency shelters where the women are because that's not practical. It's communal living, and that just doesn't work out. And so we're really excited about this. It's a big deal, and it's something we've been looking at for a long time now.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Of course, Second Chance domestic violence shelters and domestic violence services.
Right, and sexual assault services as well. And so, yeah, we're pumped up
Unfortunately,
about that.
you have no lack of business.
That's a fact, and we kind of say we're working to put ourselves out of business, but until that happens, we want to be able to provide the best services that we can and offer as many options of services for victims as we can, because every story is so different, and everyone's need is different, and so we try to be able to fit the needs of the people.
Well, and sometimes we can get that tunnel vision where stereotypes lead our beliefs in what we think, and what really happens is so different than that. And deputies go out each and every day, and every situation of domestic violence is different and unique. It's not just always the man doing something. It comes in all shapes, forms, and sizes. And
It does, and it's one of the most dangerous calls that you guys go out on, because you don't know what's going to happen. If there are weapons in the home, you just don't know how the whole thing is going to play out. And so we're so grateful to law enforcement for the work that you do, because we know how dangerous that is for you.
It's a solid partnership and a huge need. Now, your women's shelter, what's the capacity there?
We actually have 2 women's shelters now. In 2017, we opened the Legacy House, and it's a 4-bed house for women with limited mobility issues or older women. I'm old enough to not want to be in the 23-bed facility, the JKC house, when there were 17 children in the shelter. I really don't want to be there, and so we have an option now for that. The smaller house is all ADA compliant, and both of them are staying full now. We cut back on capacity early in the COVID health crisis because we didn't know anything about it, and that was the thing to do to be able to maintain any kind of distance. We had to cut back by about half, but and we didn't have a whole lot of calls early on in COVID. And some of my sisters in the movement reminded me that the victims don't know if they're safer at home than they are with us, because they don't know what to think about COVID also.
Sure.
So, we've got all of the measures in place to keep everybody as safe as we can, staff and the residents.
So you allow children, and how about pets? Are you taking pets too? Or?
Pets, not really. We had a partnership with Shelby Safe Pet, but they've cut back now their service area. So it's a little more complicated with pets. Service animals, absolutely. And we try to figure it out with the pets, depending upon how large the pet is and, behavior issues with the pet or whatever. But we don't ever want for that to be a reason that someone doesn't come into our programs because they can't bring, Bucci with them. I wouldn't have left without Bucci. So, because,
Absolutely.
Pets become victims as well.
Sure. And you do the sex abuse stuff too, so you have people that respond to the emergency rooms?
When the emergency rooms are letting visitors into the hospitals. That's been an issue also, because we don't work there, so we're considered visitors. We have had been back in the hospitals, RMC here locally, and then in the Gadsden hospitals, Riverview and RMC there. And so it's hit or miss by whoever takes the call and responds to the victim and makes the call to us.
Okay,
And
well,
I want the viewers to know too, Second Chance isn't just about people coming and staying with you. There's a lot of different options, and Second Chance can help you navigate the court system where
Yes.
maybe you can keep your home and make the other abuser leave. So there's
Indeed.
other options that Second Chance can help you with. It's not just about coming and staying with you. There's all kinds of services you can give that can help somebody that's in a situation that needs advice, help, and guidance.
Exactly. and
lots
that-
of options available. We'll talk
Yes.
more about those options
Very good.
after our break here. Stay tuned for the second half of the lineup here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Welcome back to Calhoun County's Most Wanted. For the second start of our lineup, we have Shannon Hargrove of Hathland, Alabama, failure to appear, attempted burglary in the third. Dennis Gady of Ohatchee, Alabama, failure to appear, possesses controlled substance, child support, writ of arrest. Antonio McGee of Oxford, Alabama, menacing, criminal mischief in the second, permit dogs to run at large. Joseph Kelly Jr. of Anniston, Alabama, probation violation, criminal mischief in the first, possesses controlled substance. Patrick Clopton of Oxford, Alabama, probation violation, delivery and sale of drug paraphernalia, writ of arrest, threat of theft of property in the third. Joshua Wilson of Jacksonville, Alabama, failure to appear, possesses controlled substance. Charles Seals of Anniston, Alabama, failure to appear, assault in the second. If you have any information about these cases, please call 256-236-6600.
Welcome back. We hope you saw somebody in that half of the lineup where you might know where they are. And if you do, give Sheriff Matthew Wade a call. He'll be happy to give him a ride downtown to the Hotel Calhoun County. We are here with Susan Shipman, Executive Director of Second Chance, talking about domestic violence shelters and all the wonderful programs they have. And when we went to the break, you were talking about options.
Yes, the sheriff brought up that shelter's not the only option that we offer for people that are fleeing abusive situations. We have some financial programs that can assist with arrearages. For instance, I'm a victim, and the batterer has made me put the power in my name and the this in my name and the that in my name. We've gone off and not paid bills, and so I've got, Alabama Power Company, even if it's a bill from 1990 and they've written it off, they know that you didn't pay that bill, and if it's in my name, then I need to get that cleaned up before I can put the power on in my name again. I mean, you just can't establish an account. And so we've got a program that helps with those kind of things and helps with deposits for first month's rent and for the utilities and whatnot for domestic violence victims. And we have transitional housing, which is a program for people that are out of crisis. We are supporting 9 units of transitional housing right now. And so the big exciting thing out in the near future is we have a motorhome that we'll be using for outreach purposes, and that is also fitted with an exam table for forensic exams, so that if there are victims in rural areas, they can contact us, we can come to them and do the exam at a hospital that doesn't necessarily do the forensic exams in the hospital.
So you have people that can do the forensic exam.
We will have people that can do the forensic exams, yes, and we will have MOUs with the local hospitals so that we can work with them if an emergency were to occur, a health emergency, medical emergency were to occur. And we brought this baby home on July the 3rd, and so we haven't figured out exactly how everything works on it yet. That's like a college course you need to take to figure out everything that these things do, but it is in our possession. We have a colposcope, and we are ripping and ready to go, and we're going to take it around to the smaller communities and open it up for the public to come in and look around and get to know us and what our programs are and how we can help them.
Wow, so Sheriff, That sounds like that might be a benefit to law enforcement. Is it, or?
You know, law enforcement, a lot of times we're called upon to do a lot of different things that's not necessarily enforcing laws, and having somebody that's an expert in that is, we're very grateful to go, please help us, especially when it comes to sensitive matters that often accompany domestic violence victims. So.
That almost sounds like it could roll up on a scene where maybe the emergency room was full or they didn't have the forensic
Yes,
services.
yes.
Well, victims of domestic violence, a lot of times, it's just not as clear. If a stranger did something to you, you're all about, let me go do this, and do this. But when it's somebody that's been your spouse, your lover, at one time your best friend, and now all of a sudden they're doing these things to you, it's not as clear cut. And it's you know, having somebody there to help you, tell you this is what you need to do, we've been here, having it readily accessible for them, less of an embarrassment, all of those things are helpful. So, you know, we see all the time that people don't want to leave Bucci. They don't want to leave, you know, stuff.
Why do I want to leave my home? I hung those curtains, you know,
Yeah,
why
that's
do
my
I
stuff.
have to go?
That's my stuff. They need to leave.
Yeah.
So it's very complicated, and for people that's not in that situation, a lot of times they have their formed opinions. You just need to do this or you just need to do that. Until you're in that situation, it's different. So having somebody there to say, look, we can do this right now. Because if you give them time, a lot of times that cycle of violence, time, they'll get over it, they'll make up, have a honeymoon period, they'll do it again, probably a little worse, and they'll give it a little time, they'll make up, and it just kind of keeps going and gets worse and worse and worse until something bad really happens. So having somebody there that says, hey, look, this is what's going to happen, we can do this now, versus going, hey, next week, come see us. So yes, it
You're
would
so
be great.
smart. It really is, you know, in the heat of the moment, it's easier to engage a victim, to seek services, and so, yeah, being on the spot is certainly helpful, always.
Absolutely.
So will you serve all of Calhoun County, or do you go beyond Calhoun County?
Calhoun, Cleburne, Etowah, Randolph, Talladega, Cherokee.
Wow.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of driving to do for a while, and to get to know the communities, and we will be out and about, and we're searching for a name for the outreach mobile now. That's not a good name, so if anybody has any great ideas, y'all just drop them on our Facebook page, and we'll take them into consideration.
Okay, so very quickly before we break, tell us how people can go to your Facebook page. What is it? What's the website and all
Second Chance Inc. Facebook, look it up.
Second Chance Inc.
Yes, and our website is secondchanceinc.org, and so we have a Twitter account also. You can search that and find that too.
Well, lots of services from Second Chance, and thank you for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back with our crazy criminal here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted, so stay with us.
Crime Stoppers. Between July 28th and July 31st, 2021, a set of golf clubs in a red, white, and blue Max Fly bag were stolen from a vehicle parked at a location on Pine Hill Drive in Anniston. On August 4th, 2021, a cell phone was lost at the scene of an accident on Highway 431. It has not been found, but an unknown person has been using it. If you have any information about these cases, please call the Sheriff's Office at 256-236-6600.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
Sheriff, it's crazy criminal time.
It is. You know, this week's got a little bit of a heartstrung story to it. If they put the graphic up, these three ladies, you can see they got a small child with them. So 2 ladies and a child were out shopping in New Jersey.
Good place to shop.
Good place
Lots
to
of big
shop.
malls.
You know, I don't know if they were, you know, they went in the store and they stole a stroller.
Okay.
And you sit there and go, well, they probably needed one. They got a child, you know, things are going on. But they stole a stroller. There's actually 4 people with them. But you only see 3 because they stole the stroller and walked out and left the child in the store.
Oh.
The child that needed the stroller was left in the store. So, you know, I felt bad to begin with, going, hey, well, they stole a stroller. Maybe they needed it. but then they left the child in the store.
Well, that's terrible.
That's terrible.
That's so what happened?
I don't know what happened, but the kid was. They were arrested.
They needed to be
They
arrested.
needed to be arrested.
We
You know,
can't
sometimes
trade
people-
children for strollers. That's just not right.
You know, I agree. I don't know what they were toting in the stroller. I'm not sure.
Probably other stuff they stole.
Other stuff.
Well, people will do the strangest things.
That's right.
And if you see them doing strange things, remember, you can always call Sheriff Matthew Wade at 256-236-6600. Visit the Facebook page and the web page. And remember, next week, your job is to get 9 people off the streets and into the Hotel Calhoun County. So thank you for being with us this week. We hope to see you again next week, but not in the lineup here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.